Okay, we'll start with the County Planning Commission. Start with a roll call vote. Jeff Barth?
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Adam? Becky?
Aye.
Here tonight.
I guess we
Present.
were just present.
Present, I guess.
Yeah,
Sorry.
alive.
Good evening. I call to order this regular meeting of the Minnehaha County Planning Commission, and we'll begin with a few introductory comments. As a courtesy to everyone in the room tonight, please make sure that all cell phones are turned off. Please note that tonight's Planning Commission meeting will be recorded live and available for viewing by members of the public afterwards on the www.minnehahacounty.org site. In observance of the CDC's guidelines for social distancing, tonight's meeting is taking place simultaneously within the County Commission meeting room and virtually within a Zoom meeting room online. In the Zoom meeting room, each individual user on the line will be on mute to maintain communication clarity for everyone. Every item listed on the agenda will be read separately. If any member of the public wishes to be heard on an item, you may raise your hand while I read an item description. If the hands are raised, we will follow our normal hearing procedure by requesting planning staff to present a report on each item, and then request the petitioner to come to the podium, make a statement, or answer any questions. Anyone from the audience wishing to address the item shall be recognized by planning staff in the order your hands were raised, and state their name and address for the record. The Planning Commission will then discuss the matter and take appropriate action. For those who are participating remotely, please make sure that you raise your hands in the Zoom program. First on the agenda is public input. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on an item that is not on the agenda? Please raise your hand, and if you're attending remotely, you'll be unmuted to comment.
No hands are raised.
Thanks, David. Item number 1 on the agenda is the minutes from the February 22nd Planning Commission meeting. Is there any comments or changes to the minutes?
Move approval of the minutes. Jeff?
Mike Carlson will second.
I have a motion second to approve the minutes of the February 22nd meeting. Roll call vote. Jeff?
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Becky?
Aye.
That item has been approved. Item number 2 is conditional use permit 21-03 to transfer one building eligibility from the west 580.8 feet, the south 300, the north 990 feet, west half northwest corridor. There's an exception of the south 200 feet, west 435.6 feet thereof, and except H-1 and RY. To Lot 3, Strikes Edition, the north 990 feet, west half, northwest corridor, all in Section 34, Township 101 North, Range 48 West. Petitioner is Bill Radio. He's also the property owner. That's located 3 miles east of Sioux Falls. David, do you want to address that?
Good evening, Planning Commission. David Heinold, County Planning Department. So the petitioner, William Radio, has requested to withdraw conditional use permit 21-03. This item was deferred from the last month's meeting, February 22nd. Staff recommends acknowledging the applicant's request to withdraw the conditional use permit to transfer one building eligibility. I'll answer them.
David, does that require action on our part?
Yes.
I'd make a motion to allow the applicant to withdraw this eligibility move.
Madam Chair, I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to withdraw that conditional use permit 21-03. Roll call vote. Jeff?
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Mike and Becky?
Aye.
Has been approved. I better go through this. Items 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 are conditional use permits, and item number 8 is an application for a major amendment on the Planned Development District. Any final actions taken on that conditional use permits tonight will take effect 5 working days following this meeting unless a written appeal of the Planning Commission's decision is filed in the Planning Office by Monday, March 29th at 5 p.m. In the event of an appeal, the decision will be referred to the County Commission for hearing on Tuesday, April 20th, 2021 at or after 9 a.m. The affected parties will be notified of the meeting date. Meetings of the County Commission are held in the same room. And any action taken on the major amendment will be forwarded to the County Commission for a hearing on Tuesday, April 27th, 2021 at or after 9 a.m. Meetings of the County Commission are also held in this same room. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. This one is a conditional use, this is number 3. 21-18 to expand existing dairy CAFO to 8,200 animal units on the property legally described as the Northwest Quarters, Section 10, Township 103 North, Range 50 West. Petitioner is Lynn Bodwine, also the property owner 4 miles west of Baltic. Kevin?
Kevin Hookman, County Planning Department. As described, this is an expansion of an existing dairy. The operation is going to go from 5,160 animal units to 8,200 animal units. The current operation is under a conditional use permit number 1519. So this was currently permitted prior to the revisions that were done a couple of years ago in 2017. I will also note that this dairy has been in operation with a conditional use permit since the year 2000. So over 20 years. The petitioner has submitted detailed site plans. They show the new and expanding barns to accommodate the additional animals, and that would be to the north side, there'd be an additional barn. And then to the southeast, there are a couple of other hoop barns as they're described. The property also is going to include methane digestion tanks, which is going to be on the west side of the property. And I have a couple of photos of them starting construction of the methane tanks. The staff has reviewed this and found it to be generally a part of the agricultural district and meets the comprehensive plan. I will note that with the site plan, with those new barns located in the southeast there, that the new kind of petition does not quite meet the setback requirements. Let's find them out here. For the nearest properties to the east, that can be addressed with either waivers or trees because it's far enough outside of the setback requirements for that. So that is going to be required as part of the conditions of approval, and that would be number 5, that shelter-built trees shall be planted east of the proposed barns in the southeast corner of the property. And with that, I'm going to show you the kind of the photos again. There would be the new methane tanks kind of where the existing manure piles are located. Part of the expansion with the methane tanks should actually help with some of the smells as the gases and other parts of the manure that cause the smells would get scrubbed out of the manure prior to stockpiling it in the lagoons. And there is a picture of the east side there of maybe a little bit closer to where the new barns are going to be just south of that location, and I'm looking south right now. The property owner does own much of the land in the area or is working with much of the land in the area as well. So with that, I guess I will take any questions and we can move on to the petitioner.
Madam Chair?
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, Kevin, just to clarify on number 5, shelter belt, is there a minimum number row of trees that must be planted in that? And if so, could you state how many rows that might be?
Yes, the ordinance does require, I believe it's 5 rows of trees, and it's either to be designed by a landscape architect or with the Minnehaha Conservation District. So it must be designed and built for odor management.
Anybody else have any questions for him? Guess not at this time. Is the petitioner here? Will you please step forward and state your name and address?
Lynn Bodwine, 46945, 250 First Street, Baltic, South Dakota. Yeah, you know, most of this expansion, we're not expanding our waste system. Most of the expansion that I've included in the animal unit permits, and I know you've been through this quite a bit, you know, a heifer, whether it's a baby calf or any of those, you know, and we make a lot of little baby beef calves, you know, probably 2/3 of our herd has little beef calves. And so we want to raise them from day olds up to, you know, probably 6 months. And that's what the new proposed buildings that Kevin talked about. And, yeah, so I don't really, I mean, it seems like a massive expansion, but we really aren't, you know, our milking parlor and everything's staying the same, and our waste cells are, you know, in the same place. We're not increasing that much. And I think in, you know, probably the other drawing, it shows I had all the buildings, and, you know, some of them, you know, 2 of them are just add-ons to existing buildings. So with that, you know, one of the things for clarification, because, you know, in prior, you know, and I've been through, you know, numerous conditional use permit expansions, because I've taken the, you know, the really stance that I would come back and, you know, as I knew what I was doing, I would come back to you. That's why I'm back. So, you know, when I put a piece on, I come back, and it, you know, kind of allows the public to review. So one of the things on those buildings to the, you know, early on, you know, we were required to put the trees just around the waste lagoons, and not the farm, you know, so much the farmstead like the buildings. So I just want, you know, clarification. You know, up where we were gonna put those, the baby calf barns, yeah, right. So see right there, the arrow, you guys can see that, the arrow right there, and that's where you want the trees. So do you want it on just the east side or the south side around them, or how are you guys thinking? There.
Kevin, can you address that?
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, so as far as the trees along those barns there, it would only be required on the east side, as the south side does meet the setback requirements.
That answer your question, sir? Anyone have any further questions for him?
Madam Chair, I have a question for Lynn. So Lynn, will these digesters change the overhead view of your facility? Will it look like a moon base?
so it won't look like a moon base?
A moon base or a Martian base?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, would there be a dome over the?
Yeah, there will be a dome, and it's interesting. They're 20 feet in height, but 2/3 of them are in the ground. You know, that's where the excavation is going on. So you're gonna see, you know, probably 8 feet in this kind of little blow-up dome. You know, so most of the tank is in the earth, you know, and which I like, you know, so you don't have a lot of manure exposed. So there'll be earth around it. And I just want to say, you know, we took out some trees to tuck them close. And so, you know, the company that's building the digesters has a commitment when they're finished, then we're going to replant trees, you know, around that, you know. So we just moved them to get the dirt work, and then we'll plant more trees, you know, around the site, so.
I'm looking forward to the overhead picture when it's done.
Yeah, no, but, you know, we're trying to, you know, really keep it compact in that area, so.
Anybody else have any questions for him? Anybody else care to address this item?
No hands are raised.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve it.
Mike Rolston will second.
Second, to approve conditional use permit 21-18. Any further questions or comments? Roll call vote. Jeff?
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Mike? Becky Randall has recused herself. This item has been approved. You are free to go.
See you on Mars.
Number 4 is conditional use permit 21-20 to exceed 3,600 square feet of total accessory building area, requesting 6,560 square feet on the property legally described as Track 1, Matthias 4th Edition, Southwest Quarter, Section 28, Township 102 North, Range 51 West. Petitioners Ron Cheddar, Morton Buildings, property owners Beth Stallman. That's about a half mile southwest of Hartford. David?
Good evening, Planning Commission. David Heinold, County Planning Department. So conditional use permit 21-20. The applicant is Morton Buildings. The property is located just southwest of Hartford, and I did contact the city of Hartford and heard back from their planning commission. They didn't have any concerns about the proposed building size of 6,560 square feet of total area. The petitioner would like to construct a 30 by 48 and a 40 by 48 accessory building for, basically for personal use in a pool house. The subject property does have an existing 40 by 80 accessory building, which is located directly east of the property that's located, is outlined in red. You can see the red tin structure there, east of the existing house. I'll skip forward to the site plan that was provided. The proposed structure, the pool house, and the storage building would be located just north of the house, kind of in that backyard area. The property is approximately 5 acres in size. Staff has gone out and done site visits of all the other accessory buildings in the area and researched what we've done in the past. And interestingly enough, a mile to the south of this property, or a little bit over a mile, the Planning Commission previously approved a request in 2018 to allow 7,746 square feet of total area, and that's on a property that was about 9 acres in size, just for a reference. So that's the largest size in the area that's been provided. Some of the other sizes that are existing are kind of smaller than the total of 3,600 square feet for these kinds of parcels over 3 acres. Staff has visited the site. As you can see, the properties there outlined are mainly under that 3,000 square feet of total area within the general vicinity of the subject property. This is not, so staff was contacted by the applicant as far as the structure, and I did go out there, and this is what I saw on the site, which I believe this is just kind of like the outer area of where the pool is going to be located. I think what was mentioned was there was no structure on site. I know I put a mention in there as far as if there's a structure on the site, then they would be required to pay double for a building permit. We checked the records, and there's no permit for a pool. So if anything, then the applicant would need to come in and make sure they get a permit for the pool, and if that's already been done, then they would have to pay double, just to clarify that. The existing sites, just kind of going through it quick, this is the existing house that's on the site as well, and then this is that existing 40 by 80 structure. In the background would be the proposed building, which would house that structure. And then this is located to the southwest of the site, just kind of going through some of the existing buildings. And then this is to the south of, along that gravel road. And then this is another one to the south as well. And then here's some of the additional buildings on the south of the site. And then there's another one, and this is all the pictures that I have, just one more. And so I believe this was one of the largest sizes in the area. So if you have any questions, staff does recommend approval of conditional use permit 21-20 with 6 conditions. And I'll take any questions if you have them.
Madam Chair,
Jeff?
David, isn't this the area that Google Maps misdirected people to and stuff for that gun range and all that?
No, Commissioner Barth, I believe that was like 3 miles to the west, so that was in
West.
between Hartford and Humboldt,
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
halfway.
Any other questions for David? Is the petitioner here?
Is there there any opponents?
There, I
Wait a
believe
minute.
she's online here.
Okay. The petitioner?
All right.
Hello, this is Kelsey with Morton Buildings on behalf of the petitioner.
Great.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep, we are recommending approval as well for the conditional use permit for the pool house and personal building use, 60 square feet of accessory building area. As David had stated, the existing structure, not existing structure, but what was being built there, hitting the ground so it wasn't frosted for the pool. And so, yeah, just looking to get acceptance of the conditional use to move forward with construction.
Anyone have any questions for her?
No hands are raised.
Okay.
Is there anyone in opposition on this?
He said no hands are raised. There's nobody in the room.
Without opposition, I'll make a motion to approve conditional use 21-20.
This is Randall, second.
Okay, I have a motion and second to approve the conditional use permit 21-20. Any further discussion? Comment? Call vote. Jeff? Adam?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Becky?
Aye.
Item number 4, conditional use permit 21-20 has been approved. Item number 5 is conditional use permit 21-21 to exceed 3,600 square feet of total accessory building area, requesting 4,992 square feet on the property legally described as Tract 1, Starns Edition, Northwest Quarter, Section 8, Township 102 North, Range 52 West. Petitioner is Clayton Haug. Property owner is Kevin Schwartz. Looks like it's 1 mile northwest of Humboldt. David?
Good evening, Planning Commission. David Heinold, County Planning Department. So conditional use permit 21-21 is to allow a total of 4,992 square feet. This property is located at 25734 455th Avenue. As you can see, it's directly south, basically west of Humboldt, and just along the Interstate I-90 and the gravel road to the west. So it's kind of bounded by that. It's outlined in red. The petitioner provided a site plan of the proposed structure. The proposed 36 by 56 accessory building with 6-foot porches on both sides of the structure will be used for personal storage. The property does contain a few accessory buildings on approximately 25.57 acres. It's contained in that triangle. Staff has gone out and visited some of the buildings in the area and ranges from about 1,643 square feet to about 2,000 square feet. And just going through some of the existing sizes in the area, you can see on the screen there is what I just mentioned. Property actually to the west of that is an existing horse stable, boarding stable there along the gravel road, which has a significantly larger size there. Building, this is a picture of where the proposed building would sit, back behind that tree area. Property kind of jumps off and goes downhill towards the interstate on the other side of the hill. That's the best photo I could take along the gravel road. This is just where the existing accessory buildings are. As you can see, there's some horse shelters there and other barns on the site, which clearly kind of indicates itself as a farmstead type property. This is kind of a zoomed-in view of the existing building there, which the proposed building would be located to the north of, or the left of that building. That's that kind of tin structure. And these are some of the existing sizes in the area. As you can see, it's kind of a horse-type area and other residential properties with buildings. So that's all the buildings that I have. Staff does recommend approval of the proposed conditional use permit 21-21 with a total of 6 conditions. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Any questions for David?
David, are they taking down any of the other buildings or just putting in a bigger building?
I believe the
additionally?
petitioner can answer that, but I didn't see any mention of that in the application.
Anyone else have any questions for him? Guess not at this time. Is the petitioner here? Will you please step forward, sir, and state your name and address?
Clayton Haug Steel Construction, 47177 258th Street, Sioux Falls. And yes, the house is going to come down. So it's, this is going to be the living quarters after he gets it finished.
Sure.
And then he's either going to burn the house down or move it off. He doesn't know. So that's his intentions.
Anyone else have any questions for him?
Anyone here in opposition?
Yeah, David, is there anyone on Zoom?
No hands are raised.
Okay, doesn't look like there's anybody else out there that wishes to speak. Jeff?
Make a motion to approve a conditional permit 2121.
Madam Chair, Doug Odie will second that of conditional use permit 2121.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on a conditional use permit 21-21. Any further discussion or comments? Roll call vote. Jeff?
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Becky?
Aye.
Has been approved. You're free to go. Thank you.
Thanks for staying.
Sorry. Oh, God. Item number 6, conditional use permit 21-22 to exceed 3,600 square feet of total accessory building, requesting 5,050 square feet on the property legally described as the north 350 feet, the east 871.2 feet, east half, northeast quarter, section 8, Township 103 North, range 48 West. Petitioners are Jeremy and Christy Roman. Property owners are the same. It's about 5 miles northwest of Garrettson. David?
Good evening, Planning Commission, David Heinold, County Planning Department. So conditional use permit 21-22 is to allow 5,050 square feet. This property is 47995 251st Street. It's located pretty close to the Arrows Observation Center, just about to the southeast of that, pretty much, or about a mile southeast of that area. The proposed building would be located, kind of see the driveway right there where the house is, or with the property outlined in red. The proposed building would be located just tucked inside of that tree belt to the west of the house. As you can see, the proposed building size of 60 by 80 would be used for personal storage of vehicles and other equipment. You can see the location there. These are some of the building elevations that the petitioner has provided. And just some of the sizes in the area, just one of note is the property immediately to the kitty corner to the northeast. Kind of contains a couple of different properties. It's about 4,482 square feet on approximately 10 acres in size, so roughly comparable to the size of the petitioner's request. Staff does recommend approval of the conditional use permit request to allow 5,050 square feet. Conditional use permit 21-22 with 6 conditions. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Any questions for him? Okay, is the petitioner here?
And the petitioner is on Zoom, I believe.
Okay.
We are here. Jeremy Roman, address 47995 251st Street.
Any questions for us?
Questions for them? Anyone out there else? David?
No hands are raised.
Okay. Nobody else here in the room either.
Add more else to approve. Conditional use permit 21-22. Jeff?
Okay, I have a motion and second to approve conditional use permit 21-22. Any further questions or comments? Roll call vote. Jeff?
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Becky? Has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 7, conditional use permit 21-23 to allow temporary fireworks sales on the property legally described as the south 567.87 feet, northeast quarter, there's an exception H-1, and the north 305.57 feet, south 873.44 feet, the west 1,058.22 feet, northeast quarters, section 29, township 102 north, range 47 west. Petitioner is Patrick Masur. Property owners, John Biss, 1.5 miles northwest of Valley Springs. Kevin.
Kevin Hookman, County Planning Department. This conditional use permit is to allow temporary fireworks sales, which would allow 9 days of fireworks sales between June 27th and July 5th. The property that is being, the portion of this property where this petition is being requested is zoned commercial, as well as the other side of the right-of-way for the highway there is zoned commercial. The petitioner has submitted a sketch plan. He has shown that there will be a tent, an RV camper for somebody to stay the night there and for kind of a general security, and a portable toilet will be available for staff and for guests. Then they're also shown there to be the large attention-grabbing inflatable. The petitioner will have to work with staff to ensure compliance of the inflatable. For the sign ordinance, in general, fireworks stands are compatible. We have seen some concerns. A couple of neighbors called in about sight and visibility of the highway, because the crest of the highway is a little bit difficult to see over as you get off the interstate. As well as the driveway, there's a little bit of a hill just north of the site. Staff would note that this is a commercial area, and if there's a few improvements made to the driveway, they should be able to allow kind of a little quicker turn in and out of the access of the driveway. I'll just show you the photo here. It is pretty narrow, and it does steeply drop off to the south where the tent is going to be. And I think I can maybe show you. So in the photo, it looks like that little hill is a long ways off, but it's not that far off. You also see in the photo the remnants of a fireworks stand sign that used to be across the highway, and that was for a permanent building years ago. So the petitioner is requesting this site. Staff is recommending approval of this petition with 12 conditions. Many of the conditions involve safety and abiding by South Dakota law, as well as when setup and tear down can occur, and how temporary signage and flags and devices can be put on the property. So with that in mind, I'll bring this back to the site plan, and I'll take any questions.
Jeff?
Kevin, will the applicant have to apply for a new permit every year, or is this ongoing?
So, no, the applicant will be allowed to use the site every year as long as he uses the site. So if there's a year that he lapses and doesn't use a tent, or doesn't post a building out there or something that he sells fireworks, then he will have to reapply for a new permit.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Kevin? Guess not at this time.
Okay.
Is the petitioner here? Will you please step forward, state your name and address?
Patrick Major, 25968 476th Avenue.
Madam Chair,
Any
I-
questions?
I do got a question.
Go ahead, Adam.
I guess it is crop ground right now. I guess I'm hoping it rains June and July there. How do you expect cars to get in and out of the field there if nothing they're planted, just bare dirt or anything like that, I
Yep,
guess?
they're actually putting crushed rock in there. for
You
now.
are,
Yep,
okay.
yep. So that's gonna take care of that.
Could be mosquitoes if you're camping out, though.
Yeah.
I'll take mosquitoes for rain, so.
Yeah.
Any other questions for him? And you're aware, sir, of all the conditions?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Any opposition?
Yep. David, is anybody out there with their hands raised?
No hands are raised.
Anyone here in the room Care to address this item?
Move approval of item 20 dash, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Whatever the heck this item is.
23. Approval of item number 21-23.
Okay, a motion is made and seconded to approve conditional use permit 21-23. Any further comments or questions? Roll call vote. Jeff?
Aye.
Adam?
Aye.
Doug? Mike?
Aye.
Becky?
Aye.
This item has been approved. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being fast, Doug.
You bet. Just trying to speed it up.
Okay. Item number 8, major amendment 20-01 to amend the Cedar Ridge Planned Development District to add 2 single-family lots to Subarea A on the property legally described as Tract 1, Anson Addition, looks like excluding Cedar Ridge Addition, north half, southwest quarter, Section 3, Township 103 North, Range 49 West. Petitioners Eric Willison, property owners Brad Wagner, located a fourth mile northeast of the intersection of 257th Street and 475th Avenue. Scott?
Thank you. This is about 1.5 miles north of Renner on the state highway. You may be familiar with this is the Cedar Ridge Plan Development. The applicant has rezoned this in 2016. It's approximately 81 acres to a planned development. This was a mixed-use plan development. You may recall there was an equestrian riding horse boarding in the center of the plan development. There was, and then an area of residential development. Initially, that residential development consisted of 16 single-family residences, or it allowed for up to 16 residences. Last year, in July, the County Commission approved another amendment, adding an additional 6 single-family dwelling units in sub-area C, which was the agricultural area, and I'll show you the site plan and how this sort of progressed. Now the applicant is requesting to add 2 more residential dwelling unit or 2 single-family residences, and in the area which was already sub-area A. So this is what the applicant is now requesting. Last year, they had approved, this was approved for a single 6-acre lot, and now they are wanting to divide that into 3 lots, and that necessitates adding 2 more residential dwelling unit sites to the planned development. As you read through the staff report, I indicated last year I was concerned about the ever encroaching or the precedent that might be set of further development, and I recommended denial of that last year. The county commission, you as a county planning commission recommended denial. It went to the county commission and they supported the request and allowed the additional residential dwelling units. And then they also, if you recall, we also amended the one section of the ordinance that allowed them to have larger accessory buildings. You may recall that as well, because we had changed that from the time 2016 to last year to allow larger buildings. So this is a pretty straightforward request. The applicant is asking for 2 additional residential dwelling units on that, in that cul-de-sac on the very southeast portion of the planned development. So this was the site plan which was approved in 2016. This will show you the progression of how this has changed. The area, the very southern area that said sub-area C, which was the agricultural area, was changed to this. This was last year's request, and you can see they had requested where it says Lot 1, and that was 6 acres, and now they're going to this. So I have some pictures. In my staff report, I noted there's about, I think I counted 13 residences that have already been constructed out there. looks like there was a couple more lots that were ready to be built on. This is that 6-acre area, basically. I'm standing at the very edge of where the applicant lives. This is looking back towards the riding arena. This is looking towards the, you can see the applicant's house, garage there, and this is looking to the northwest. This is the area that is to be subdivided, and then this is around the backside. Yes, you can see where the arrow is. There's one house that's built a little further to the east there. This is showing some of the newer houses that have been built. And I'd be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions for Scott?
The applicant's here as well as his engineer, Eric Willitson.
Okay. Will the applicant please come forward and state your name and address?
Evening, Commissioners. Eric Willitson, Lund Engineering, 902 South Cleveland, Sioux Falls. Again, as Scott has kind of alluded to, the project has developed over the years. It's become increasingly popular. The people that have bought here like this kind of a development. They understand the horse barn and the stable and the riding arena arrangement. We added the 6 lots. The lot that we're proposing to change to add the 2 additional lots from 1 was planned to be a 6-acre lot. There was a deal in the works that the purchasers subsequently changed their mind. Since then, like I said, we have expanded this. What my understanding from, and Brad is here tonight, Brad Wagner, the owner, that all of the lots are either under purchase agreement now or they're sold. And I guess we're looking to try and just accommodate similar sized lots. We think adding 2 doesn't necessarily create any kind of a obstacle here for the rest of the people. Brad's been around to the neighbors. All the neighbors know about this. There's been no one at any of the meetings that we've had, either when we originally did this or last year when we added them. No one that lives out there has been in opposition to this. So the plan is to continue the paving in accordance with ordinance, that once you plat the lots, I think you have 2 years to pave. We just platted the lots on the north side, I think last year. Paving scheduled for that this year. And we're in the process of platting 4 of the 5 lots along the south that were approved of last year. And all of those will be platted here with probably within the next month or so. Like I said, all of them have either purchase agreements on them or they've been sold. So I guess, like I said, and then the road will extend up. All of that paving will be done in accordance with ordinances. Like I said, Brad and Laura are just asking to, like I said, that deal didn't go through. And we just think this addition of 2 lots makes sense and would seek your approval. I guess with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, any concerns with staff report comments, just to add these 2 additional lots.
Jeff?
Eric, boy, I've seen you so many times here.
Been a while.
You haven't aged more than a decade or so. So my question is, with the evolution of this area, are we going to start selling lots on the interior infield area? And what about the area where your engineering stamp is in the, and I guess in the northeast corner? Are we going to be doing lots there, or are we going to plant trees that look like your stamp?
Mr. Barth, thanks for the question. Right now, and I can show you a site plan, the area in the far northwest corner, or I'm sorry, northeast corner, Brad and Laura have intentions and a site plan in place, an architect and builder on board to build their house there. They're going to build on the rest of that land, and that will be theirs. Brad's here, and he can confirm that for you. So I would say no, there's no plans to go beyond this. The center area, they have, I mean, that's their life. And Brad can confirm this if you need him to, they have replaced all the lighting inside the arena. They replaced half of the fencing last year around the stable area and the pasture area. Their intention is to replace the rest of that this year. As far as I know, there are no plans, and we're not asking for it now, to change sub-area B, I believe it is, to sub-area A. So I would say no. There's no plans. Like I said, the only reason we're going from 1 to 3 is, like I say, that deal went south. There's an incredible desire out there right now. If you people don't know what's going on with land in this area right now as we speak, it's off the charts. This would be very desirable. I'd be surprised if these 3 lots wouldn't sell this year.
See, and if I may, Madam Chair.
Go ahead,
You know,
Jeff.
Eric, that's the thing is that with that demand, why not make another 14 lots out of that whole east end there and, you know, move to Florida?
And again, I can't, I don't
Okay.
have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Could that happen? Possibly. Right now, their life is centered around that stable,
Yeah.
the horse business, and those people that have bought around there, I think, may have something to say about converting the center portion into lots, but none of them are opposed to switching that single lot into 2 or 3 lots, so adding the 2. So, I don't know, Jeff,
Right. Thank you.
but at this point, we're not asking for that.
Anyone else have any questions for him? Okay. Is there anyone else like to speak to this item?
Brad, do you want to tell us your opinion on those so far unexploited regions?
Yeah, Brad Wagner, 4753 Cedar Ridge Place. Yeah, I'd have to have a new wife to do anything different in that area. This is kind of her, it's been her business, it's been her life for 35 years. And we enjoy the stable, we enjoy the customers, we enjoy the horses. Our residents enjoy the horses, so we have no plans to do anything different. As far as that area on the northeast, that's not suitable for housing. There's a pond there. We're gonna build a house in the back, so I had a lot of dirt work done. We've roughed in that road in the far road this year, so there'll be nothing developed in that area. So this is it. I mean, this is kinda it. And we think we've had great demand. I've had people coming to my door for lots. We need to approve some more lots in the county and some residential lots, 1 to 2 acre lots.
Well, that's where we have the eligibility situation where we
Right.
we don't want to, you know, build helter-skelter all over the place. But, so can you say with some assurance that you're not going to plat more lots on this project?
Well, no, we have no intention of doing that, no. I mean, and even if we did, or say something happened to Laura and I, and our son inherits this property, he would have to go through this process just like we've had to go through the process. So it's not something that is easily done. So we would have no intention of doing that. We enjoy the stable, and it actually provides some good income for us too. So yeah, we have no intention of doing that. This will be it. Any other questions?
Anyone else have any questions for him? Thank you. Scott, you have some comment?
Yeah, I know there's a great demand for residential lots, and I could easily see what would stop me or someone from buying the largest lot on that cul-de-sac.
Pick it up and hang it up.
Try and bump in.
Someone calling in on this item?
All right, bumped out. Audio.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID.
Did we have anybody waiting?
Just one person.
Oh,
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just... You are in the meeting now. There are 2 participants in the meeting. This meeting... You are muted. You are unmuted.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Scott.
So my concern is, you have 6 acres. This parcel contained roughly 6 acres. You have now 3 lots. What would ever stop someone from the applicant, from Mr. Wagner selling this, me as an astute business person buying one of those lots, building my own house and subdividing it and making another lot? Because you have 6 acres there. Each of those lots are going to be larger than 1 acre. And I could bring back my own request to the plan and amend the plan development. And I think we'd have a tough time legally stopping that, because now we have set the trend of continuing to allow subdivision and not following a plan. So I would hope that it's likely that this may get approved at the county commission. It will go to the county commission for a hearing. I would hope that the applicant or the developer, the owner, would put some kind of covenants on those lots that would not allow them to be further subdivided, because that is what easily could happen. You have 6 lots, you have 6 acres, you have 3 lots, you can do the math.
Yeah, that's already addressed in the covenants. It already states that. And the covenants are attached to all the existing platted lots. So, yeah, nobody can buy a lot and subdivide it further. So we account for that in our covenants.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who want to address this item?
No hands are raised.
Okay.
point of clarification with Scott. So no matter what our decision is, it still goes to the county commission?
Yes, it does. Under state law, this is a rezoning, an amendment. It's like a rezoning, and it will go to the county commission for a hearing. You're making a recommendation to the county commission now.
Let's go.
Okay? Go ahead.
We did not request a rezone. This property is already rezoned, or is zoned rural residential. We are not asking for a change in ordinance. We are asking for an amendment to the planned development district.
Do we
So,
have a planned
I'm
development?
not a lawyer, but
Right.
I don't think this follows, I mean, we're not asking for a change in the ordinance. Your amendment to the planned development district that's already zoned rural residential. So maybe we need a legal clarification.
This property is not zoned rural residential. It's zoned planned development, and it has 3 specific sub-areas. A major amendment does require a hearing in front of the county commission. It's treated just like a rezoning request. I didn't say it was a rezoning request, Eric. I said it's like a rezoning request. A planned development amendment goes to the planning commission. You make a recommendation, and then that hearing, then there's a hearing on that amendment before the county commission, just like we did last year.
And we have no problem going in front of the commission. That's fine.
Anyone else like to speak to this item?
Here, and as
Jeff?
much as this will be heard at another level, I'll make a motion to approve it at this level.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
How about a different motion?
All right, let's start over. Commissioners?
I'll make a motion to deny. Come on, you guys.
I'll second.
I have a wife,
Oh, God.
so far.
Motions are made and seconded to deny Major Amendment 20-01. And this is on a roll call vote. Jeff?
No.
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Becky?
Aye.
That item has been denied.
That's what he said.
Yep. That's correct. Any old business? Any new business? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Becky.
Second.
Roll vote. Jeff?
Oh.
Adam?
Aye.
Doug? Mike? Becky? We are adjourned.